What's up, everyone? Welcome. We are going live again. We're starting to get Dustin used to this. So,
Yeah,
um,
I'm getting there.
but we're live to you guys here on this Monday, mid-morning time frame, just to talk some sports. Maybe you guys are taking a break from work or whatever it may be that you're doing. But yeah, we love to talk sports. So here we are. And it's been a busy one. We've had quite a few things happen over the last week. So one being them the I don't even know how to pronounce it. I mean, I'll just say it. The Hoosiers, the IU Hoosiers. They won some kind of bowl game or something. I don't
What
know.
did, what did you not know how to pronounce there?
Well, I was just gonna say
Hoosiers?
something like, yeah, something, but I was like, I don't want to screw it up because I am from Indiana, so it's like, yeah. But I'm sure
So
for
you are a
those,
Hoosier.
yeah, I mean, ish,
Well,
yeah.
technically, you're a Hoosier, buddy. Yeah, we're gonna start off with
Anyways,
them, huh? Okay, I'm good with starting off with them. It's
yeah,
the biggest news of the week,
it is. Now, let me just start off by this. Let me say this, and I want to get this out. No, we may wait. We'll wait until we get a couple more viewers to come on because I'm curious to hear what other people have to say about it. But being an IU guy, um, how do you feel this week?
Well, let's clarify that. I am an IU guy. I love IU. I love the campus, and I love the team and everything. But I'm still a Notre Dame guy when it comes to football.
Mhm.
But Uh, I'm very excited for this IU team, and it's fun. It's fun to watch. It's fun to see them dominate. In my opinion, this could go down as the most dominant college football team we've ever seen, that I've ever seen, at least. I've never seen anybody just wax Alabama and wax, just really just put it to the top, some top ranked teams like they've been doing this year, man. It's insane, man. Nobody's expecting it. They've said it a million times. It's like a movie, you know what I mean? And then the way that it's all working out, and Mendoza is playing. Well, Miami, the Hurricanes are playing in their home stadium, basically, and Mendoza is playing. He said, at the end of the game, he said he grew up a half a mile from the University of Miami, and his dad played high school football with Miami's coach. Did you see that?
Yeah,
That's
I did
crazy,
see
bro.
that.
So he's playing in his backyard that he grew up in. Miami's playing at their, home field, but it's literally what they call a Cinderella story. I know. I just seen Mark Cuban. There was a clip of Mark Cuban. He said they went from the outhouse to the penthouse. It was pretty. That's a pretty
Okay.
accurate statement right there. So
Yeah, that is pretty
I
funny.
don't know if he
Which
came I was
good.
gonna say, I don't know if he came up with that one or if that's just, something that he's heard or whatever, but that was a good one.
I mean, it is 100% true. And I did want to share it with everybody here. Here goes one of Dustin's jackets that he has at home. It's called the reversible. It's got IU on one side, Notre Dame on the
I can't
other.
see it.
You can't see it?
No, all we see is a Nailed It Productions.
Oh,
It does
well.
look like it looks like it's loading.
Oh, well. It's showing online, so maybe it's just showing there, but it does, and
Well,
it
I'm glad I
clearly
clarified
states,
that first.
yeah, and it does clearly state it's an IU hoops and Notre Dame football jacket. So, which being from where most IU football fans have came from, which couple things on that. One thing I was surprised is that IU apparently does have one of the biggest, if not the biggest, alumni following base. So I know that game. What was it? Was it called the Peach Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was basically a home football game for them.
Mhm.
Because I think they even said that Indianapolis opened up like 20 direct flights to Atlanta for the amount of fans that were going. So it was kind of crazy. Now, I will say one thing that everybody talks about it being a movie and stuff like that. So let me throw out some things to you that I found very interesting, not just because
Okay.
I'm a Purdue guy, but because just interesting in general. But did you know that IU's average age is 23,
Oh, yeah.
and the Green Bay Packers average age is 25.
Oh, wow. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, think about that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
now,
There's some 4, 5, and 6-year starters on the Hoosiers. There's a wide
oh,
receiver. I seen yesterday a wide receiver that played at Clemson with Trevor Lawrence. Did you
yeah,
see that?
yeah. Think about that. And that dude almost won a playoff game yesterday.
Mhm.
So now, but you say that, and then IU's starting offense does not have one starter under the age of 21.
Hmm.
So now, obviously, we're both guys, and there's a lot of growing up you do from 18 to 19 to 21, 22. I
For
mean,
sure.
yeah, at the end of the day, it's only, 3, 4 years, but there's a lot of muscle gain
Mhm.
there, a lot of extra time on college campuses to really slow down life and then slow down because I know that they released some kind of stat that IU was like the least penalized team when it came to offensive false starts or something like that. Then
Mhm.
that don't make sense because everybody's 30 years old and they're used to it. So
Yeah, they're very experienced, man.
yeah,
Signetti found a niche, and that's it stuck with it, and it worked, man. I mean, I don't know if other teams will start catching on and doing the same thing, but he's got some pretty good transfers coming in, and between that and Mark Cuban's pocketbook, I
well,
mean, the one thing I'm scared of is that IU is going to turn into the type of a brand of college sports that I'm not a fan of, just buy everybody, you know what I mean? So, I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but, I mean, of course, you gotta that's what college football's turned into in general.
mhm.
So, you know, real quick, I wanted to touch on this because I got it in my notes. Uh, did you also see that there's a guy named Brock Schott, the tight end? Do you know about this
Yeah.
story? He started the season with Miami. He
Mhm.
got hurt, right? And then now he's transferred to IU, so he knows they might have a pretty good leg up on the competition going into this game just from him specifically.
Why you think he's telling the secrets of the playbook and stuff?
Would you? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'd definitely be, might give him some formations or something. This is my new school. I don't know any alliance to this school anymore, which is crazy, but
I'd probably
that's
ask
that's
for some
another
gun.
I was just that's another reason that I feel like the guy shouldn't be able to transfer until the season's over, until the full season's over, everyone's season's over. I mean, there's plenty of time in the off season to get all this stuff done. I just don't get why they got to do it during the games.
Well, and um dang, what was I getting ready to say? About the Brock Shot kid. Oh yeah. I'd probably ask for some more NIL before I told IU the playbook. I'd be like, all right, 200 more
Right.
thousand and I'll tell you. So I did see the NIL is crazy, right? Because there's so many different things that I've been learning here recently about it.
Mhm.
So like I can't speak for every college football team, but I know that Purdue has put everybody on a minimum 2-year contract. So everyone has to do a 2-year contract. And if they transfer after year one, there is legal stuff in there basically saying that they are going to get paid back a portion of what was given to the player,
Right.
which I mean, I forget what college it was. Maybe it was Washington, somewhere out on the West Coast. Somebody's like, I think it was Washington actually. He's like suing for money because
I
apparently
seen
he
that.
didn't
Yeah.
get something. And I'm like, this is going to turn into one giant legal, back and forth everywhere with type stuff.
With a bunch of 18-year-old kids,
Yes,
you know.
exactly. Well, except for IU, they already have their own
Right.
family
A little bit.
attorneys and stuff.
Yeah. Families and kids and all that. So
Yeah, he's a grandpa. Um, Now I will say that looking at the on three recruiting transfer portal rankings right now, it does have IU at number 5, which this thing is very fluid. It changes constantly because yesterday Purdue
right.
was at 6, so I was like, oh, that's
Oh,
interesting.
wow.
Yeah. But now some other guys went through. So now Purdue dropped down to, oh, we'll see. Even when I looked this morning, we were at 15. Now we're at 17. So Purdue opened up their pocketbook a little bit. And the thing that I found out too, and obviously IU is getting a boatload of money from freaking Mark Cuban, billionaire. But you can't get like donors money. So like me and you can't call Purdue or IU and be like, hey, we're going to donate $1,000, whatever it may be.
Right.
It has to come from corporate sponsors. So businesses.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting because before the rev share came in, Purdue was like, they started this thing where basically Purdue fans can go in and donate $20, $50, whatever, to use that for NIL. And it just wasn't a hit. Nobody really wanted to do that. So then obviously.
You mean all 12 Purdue fans didn't want to pitch in? See if they could.
Easy. Now, with that being said, that same thing where I seen that IU had such a big following, Purdue was in the top 5 as well for the most national alumni that are involved or whatever. So
yeah. So do you think that's because a lot of people move out of Indiana because it's boring, and others like, hey, let's just go? But I'm gonna still root for IU.
Yeah.
And I'll say this too: a lot of us people that are primarily a fan of another team and rooting for IU. I mean, dude, most of the country's rooting for IU right now. I think everybody loves an underdog story, man. And there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion, dude. You know what I mean? I get it. I get you not rooting for them because you're a Purdue fan and it's your mortal enemy and all that. But if you weren't a Purdue fan, if you're a Butler fan or a Notre Dame fan or a fan that wasn't a rival to IU, you would 100% be rooting for IU, man. I mean, just right now, it's a great story, and everybody loves underdog stories, and that's definitely they're the biggest underdog ever coming from where they came from, a couple seasons ago.
Are you a Deion Sanders fan?
Not really. Not really.
Why not?
Same reasons that I'm starting to dislike Kurt Cignetti, a little bit of the arrogance and stuff like that. So, but I don't know. Deion's just his is a little the flashiness. He's got the arrogance and the flashiness, and then he's got guys that are. Plus, he didn't win. If you're going to be arrogant, you got to win.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference.
Yeah. I mean that is a huge difference, and I think the flashy side of it is this. Makes it worse for people because if you take Coach Cignetti and what he says and put Coach Prime saying the same things, I think Prime's going to be hated on a lot more. Whereas Cignetti, you got this 63-year-old guy that's out here like, Google me, I win.
Yeah.
Like if Deion said that.
Oh, I mean, like I said, it annoys me to a level too. I like Cignetti and I like what he's doing and everything like that, but I don't know, man. We talked about this before. The kids like it too, though, so I think that helps him get some of the recruits that he gets.
Yeah,
because they like that arrogance and cockiness, which we're old white guys. We're just not big fans of the arrogance or cockiness. So
yeah,
and then you throw in some flashiness with it too, and it's definitely a no-go.
Yeah, it's it's interesting how it's played across the country and stuff with everything. But I don't know. I mean, I think. Have you seen the spread yet for the game for the championship?
I know I've seen it was up more than a touchdown. That was all I've seen.
I think it opened at 7.5. I don't know what it is now, but I heard that it opened at 7.5.
You think that's enough?
Why you think?
I think it's going to be a good game, man. No, I think it's going to be a good game. Actually, I could see him winning by 10, maybe, but Miami's defense is tough, man. They hit hard. They've been the hardest hitting team in the whole playoffs, in my opinion. But they've been just as hungry. And then obviously, honestly, I'm curious to see what the fan base is going to look like. I think Indiana's going to show up pretty well, to be honest with you.
I do too. It's an expensive ticket. I mean, I think I heard $4,000 or something is what tickets are going for right now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. I mean, Miami has that swag to be able to compete. and kind of like they're going in, I think, just as cocky as IU is. Like they both
I
feel
agree.
like we can win. So,
Yeah,
which is
I
great
agree.
for us, right? As the fan, it's like, all right, this should be a good game because, like, dude, Oregon and Alabama did not look ready to play at all. Like,
No,
not,
they didn't.
not even, I mean, you start with a pick six, and then, dude, how freaking lucky did IU get to where, like, now granted, you mentioned transfer portal. You got Oregon over here where I think they had two running backs enter the transfer portal. So they were playing with their third guy who was on the fence
Right.
on if he was going in the transfer portal. Dude, they had to bring in two linebackers as running backs.
That's crazy, man. And then another guy was hurt.
Yeah. So and then it's like, and you're like, you have the chance to play for the national. Like, if you win, you go to the Natty.
Yeah, it's a mess, bro. I'm telling you, it's a mess. Like, how do you even do that as a player? How do you just, your team's about to play in the national title,
Yeah.
and it's bananas to me because it's all
Yeah.
about money, man.
It
And
is.
you're seeing a lot of these coaches now come out against it. They're not liking
Mhm.
it, man.
No.
Uh, I seen, and then the transfer portal goes along right along with it. I don't know if you've seen Calipari. He actually came out and said exactly what I've been saying. I've been saying this for a couple years now since kids started transferring 3 or 4 schools. You get one free transfer. After your first transfer, you have to sit out of here. I feel like that would settle some stuff
Mm.
with the NIL deals too, and that's exactly what he said too. And it seems so simple. That
Yeah.
just seems very simple to fix a lot of the problems. It won't fix it all. There's other stuff that's going to be, still issues. But like he said we can deal with the other stuff, but that's the main issue.
Yeah. I mean, not gonna lie, I seen a guy going in. I think it was going into year five. This upcoming season will be year five, and I think it's year or three different schools. Might even be four different schools.
I know a
And
kid
I was
on
like,
going to his fourth school,
really?
Center Grove kid, Taven Jackson. Started out at
Oh yeah,
Tennessee. Then he went to Indiana. Last year he was at UCF, and then I just seen he committed to North Texas. And I mean, I don't know him well. I know his dad pretty well. I know Ray.
yeah,
He's a good dude, man. And I don't know what the reasoning is even because I'm pretty sure he was a starter last year at UCF.
yeah.
So it's not like it's playing time. Maybe it's the money. I don't know. I mean, I know it's not like their family's hurting. I know, I know the
Hmm.
family, and I know they're not hurting for money or poor or nothing like that. So
Well,
I don't
brother
know. It's
probably
weird,
brings
man.
in quite a bit of money.
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah.
So, um, I don't know, man. I'd love to see the stats on how many college players don't actually make it to the league because this is their prime time to make any type of money, right?
That's
Like other than a job, but
yeah.
yeah.
Now,
So
Taven's a good player, man, but I don't. It's probably unlikely that he'll make it to the NFL. So maybe that's what he's thinking. I'll just make as much money as I can right now. You know what I mean? A lot of
yeah,
those guys are probably doing that. But then there's also a lot of guys that don't end up even, playing where they're going or finding a home. They're
yeah,
I'm entering the transfer portal, try to get money, and then they don't get picked up by any teams.
yeah.
They don't get offered anything. So
Well,
it's
dude,
sad, man. It's got to get fixed.
yeah, it does. There's so much that goes into it, and I think you've mentioned before about doing some type of salary cap type situation to where each
Yeah.
team can only do as much. Because now, granted, like IU, for example, like they're primed for the perfect storm, I'll say, because you bring in this cocky coach that gets this. He has this kind of old man swag to him. He's got all these little one-liner punchlines that people just stick. And so you take that, you take the Big Ten rev share, and then you take a freaking billionaire like Cuban that's coming in and throwing more money on top of that. Like
Right.
now Alabama is like, or Alabama, IU is like Alabama back when you didn't have NIL. So
Yeah.
everyone was like, oh, Alabama's paying everybody. That's how they got all these kids.
And
Well,
then
now IU
you
is doing
you
it
add in
legally.
Yeah, exactly, and you add in a generational coach into the
Yeah.
mix. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't deny the guy's a great coach.
He is. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm curious from a standpoint of what does he actually coach? Like, how do the practices go? Because I don't see that dude. All he does is
Yeah. It's got to be all
and
about the preparation and leadership and stuff, man. It's preparation is probably the biggest part of it. I would assume he's got them well prepared coming into the week.
well,
He doesn't. He's not one of those guys that's going to be on the sidelines calling all the offensive plays or all the defensive plays, but he
yeah,
has those guys prepped.
yeah. And I'll say this too, from that standpoint, because obviously he's a Saban guy. Speaks very highly of Saban. I know Dan Lanning for Oregon was a Saban guy too. He spoke very highly of Saban, about how they learned so much from Saban. Now, I will say, shout out to our local radio station here, ESPN 1070, The Fan. Query and Friends, our Querying Company is the name of the show, but he told a story the other day, on there about IU and Signetti. Somewhere along the lines, Query's cousin or something like that, went in to have a meeting with IU's AD. Okay. And as he sits down to hang out with them or talk or chat because they're buddies, Signetti walks in and was like, "Oh, my bad. I didn't know that you had not these exact words, but my bad. I didn't know you had a meeting." He goes, "No, no problem." Here, and Signetti hands him a list and said, "Here's that list that you asked me for the other day." So apparently, IU's AD had asked for a list of 50 players that Signetti thought could be possibly entering the transfer portal on other teams, not IU guys, other teams. And so apparently Signetti brings that list in, and I think your guys' AD's name's like Dawson or something like that. Dolson or Dawson. But anyways,
I'm not sure.
I guess he was super shocked. And he tells Query's cousin that he had asked for this list 3 days ago, but expected to get it in about 3 months. But
Yeah.
Signetti had been so prepared that he already had his list of who he thought was going to be entering the transfer portal and who IU may be going after. And I was like,
He's the Peyton Manning of coaches, man. What are you talking
yeah.
about?
I'm like, that's insane. That's insane. Like, I mean, that's, as much as I hate to admit it, that's a prepared coach. That's a guy that's,
Right.
Obviously paying attention. He's listening, hearing rumors, whatever it may be. But then the side of me that was like, wait, what? How does he know or think? Why does he think that these guys are about to enter the transfer portal?
That's a good question. So none of them had entered yet. It was all guys
No.
that he thinks are going to enter.
Yes. So then I'm like,
Maybe he's probably got an algorithm he looks at. He might look at playing time versus maybe he looks at guys that were a starter and they had an injury or they recruited somebody above him. Maybe they're bringing in someone at that position that might take a spot or something like that.
So I thought about that and I was like, dude. Then I seen his strategy, and his strategy is basically take these guys that are 3 stars, and then they go on and play for like a California, and then they have a couple of decent seasons where it's like, okay, this kid might be pretty good, and then he transfers to a top level school because of money, i.e., Mendoza.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He's a 3-star kid, goes to Cal, does decent. Boom, goes to IU, gets paid lots of money, goes to the national championship. So I was like, man, that's a very interesting way to go, which also explains why everybody is over 21 and the average age of 23. Right. But
he's getting guys with experience that were on a lesser team that he's thinking like, okay, we'll bring him here, give him a little bit more coaching up and give him a better surrounding and see how they perform.
Yeah. Give him that swag of my one-liners and stuff, and then kind of go from there. So what else you got on college football?
I mean, that's all I got on college football. I don't know.
You trying to talk Colts?
Let's talk about something else real quick. Let's talk about last weekend. Let's talk about how we got this new name. So last weekend, I'm sitting. Actually, it was. I can't remember when it was. It was actually 2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
It was 2 weekends ago. I was over at Danielle and Webb's watching the Ohio State game, actually. And I don't remember what we were talking about. I really don't know what brought up the subject. But I think we were just talking about, I was talking about my high school football years and this and that, and talked about breaking my collarbone. And we were talking, I don't remember what happened, but I thought I had an epiphany. And I said, you know what's crazy? Craig and I both were the MVPs of our JV football team. Because I was trying to remember, he won it the year sophomore season.
Yeah.
I got off to a pretty good start. I had I don't remember. I think I had 1 or 2 touchdowns the first game, and then second game, and I was even getting a little bit of varsity time as a sophomore on special teams. And then about 3 games in, we were playing Pike, and I busted about a 30-yard run up the side and got tackled out of bounds and broke my collarbone. And I got helped back into the game. The guys grabbed me up, and I started running back in the game. And I was like, "Oh shoot, I can't move my left arm!" Like it wasn't moving with me. So anyway, I lost that season, and then Craig won the JV MVP that year as our sophomore seasons.
Yep.
Then the next season, probably should have been playing a little bit more varsity, but I won the JV MVP our junior year. So I mean,
Yeah.
I just came back from the year before. So, but anyway, yeah, that's just kind of a fun fact because we both we're not quite varsity MVPs, but we're JV MVPs. I mean,
Which I thought
well,
fit perfectly because I was like, dude, like we're not like a national brand podcast or anything like that. But
exactly.
so we're kind of like the JV guys. So
Right, 100%. So I texted Craig and I was like, "Hey man, have you ever thought about this?" And then I was like, "Man, we should have made that our name." He's like, "Dude, let's rebrand it." And I was like, "I'm down." So we just decided it was pretty easy decision. We decided that was a better name for it.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer for me. I think I responded like within like a couple of minutes and was like, "Let's do it." Like that's awesome. So but yeah, so that's why we went, which in Circle City Ball Talk was a mouthful, but it was the only thing we could really think of. Now it's the JV MVPs. So but yeah, we're excited to see where this thing goes.
Wow.
What?
Sorry, I just got some breaking news from Bleacher Report on my phone. It says Notre Dame lands Bama transfer defensive end, former 5-star Keon Keeley, joining the Fighting Irish. The funny thing about that, he was originally a Notre Dame decommitted, and went to Alabama, and now he's transferring back to Notre Dame.
Yeah, he had second thoughts, third thoughts.
Yeah, he realized he forgot Saban wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, but the problem is, what are you going to do when Freeman gets suspended?
He's not getting suspended, bro. Did you read that stuff?
Bro,
That was
he's
some
over
dude.
there
That's
beating
some
up
dude.
high school wrestling coaches and stuff.
No, his attorney said there's video evidence that he did not even touch the guy. That guy's just trying to get paid.
Yeah, the crazy thing
he was poking a bear trying to get paid.
Yeah, and I didn't even understand the story. It didn't really clarify it, but was it his actual? So obviously, if you guys don't know the story, Freeman's son, Notre Dame's head coach son, wrestles in high school. I think at Penn or one of those schools in South Bend. They were at a wrestling meet this weekend, and I don't know if he got in an argument with his own coach or if it was the opposing coach.
It was the opposing coach.
Oh, was it?
Apparently, he was like talking crap to his son, to Freeman's son.
So he was, so like you said, he's already poking the bear a little bit. So anyway, so they start arguing, trash talking, I'm assuming. Well, Freeman and Freeman's wife see this, and they go out there and basically split it up. But I guess it like feeds out into a hallway or something. Supposedly, Freeman puts his hands on the coach of the other team. But then I did read too that there was video evidence that Notre Dame's already received that showed that Freeman did not touch this guy or anything. If he did, I could see like maybe he's like putting his hands like this, like, hey, get away from each other, get away. Yeah. And the guy's like, he assaulted me. I'm pressing charges, AKA write me a check.
Fun fact, I had somebody do that to me once. I walked up to him, put my hand on him, and I was like, hey, man, you got to leave at the barbershop. I won't say his name or nothing, but I come up to him. I say, hey, man, you got to leave. And I put my arm literally just on his shoulder like this. He's like, that's assault. I was like, oh, my God. I said, I can see where this is going. So I can see that's probably what happened with Freeman.
Yeah, which don't quote me. We'd have to use our lovely research team, aka Google, and ask them what assault means. But I think that you have to do it with intent to
Intent to
harm.
harm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're
Oh,
just like,
trust me,
hey guys,
when the
like
police
stop.
showed up, they were, he asked the definition of it, and the police officer, I did. It is with intent to harm. You can't just.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't intending to harm the guy by
Yeah.
any means.
You're like, I was trying to break his collarbone, but
Right.
it didn't work out like that.
I was
So
squeezing it. He's got. That
yeah. Was that at yours or was that at the last one you were at?
was at my barbershop. I'll tell you the story later.
Really?
I don't want to talk about it on here. Yeah,
Damn,
because I'm
that's
friends with the
awkward.
guy. Actually, we're cool. It was a.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. We won't talk
Anyway.
about that.
Right.
So did you watch the Ballard press conference?
I've seen clips of it. You told me you watched it, so I figured you could talk about it mostly.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing the same old shit, man.
That's
He
what
probably
it
said the
was.
same stuff he always says.
Yeah. He says a lot of time, look, guys, this is what it is. Okay. We're not a good football team.
You
like,
put it together, man. Like
Yeah.
this is your football team. You put this team together. We see that it's not a good football team.
Yeah. Now, granted, so it was a tale of two stories because he's like, we were a great football team the first 9 games or 8 games, whatever it was. The second half, we were not a great football team. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, that showed depth, obviously, but we were already trending down. And then nothing ever helped get us back up a little bit. I mean, we win
No.
2 of those. What did we lose? The last 7, was it?
Yeah.
So we win 2 of those. We're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But we didn't. And I did feel like priority was obviously Daniel Jones signing in the offseason. He definitely said that he's pretty much done with Richardson.
Did he? I missed that part.
Yeah. Yeah, he pretty much said, this is what he said. I'm paraphrasing here, so don't quote me on this. But he basically said along the lines that if Richardson doesn't get it together and improve like they expect him to improve, we're going to part ways. And
see, that's contrary to what all they said last offseason. Going into the season, they were saying how he, did all these things, and different types of training, and worked on his diet and all that stuff. And now all of a sudden, they're, we didn't get a chance to really see improvement.
No, he said he improved, but that just shows that how much they want him to improve more, because he was like, he did get better over the offseason last year. And he did say now he's got an offseason that he's going into where he's healthy. He was obviously able to dress or whatever the last game, so he could have went in if needed. But so now
I didn't know that. I didn't know he dressed last game.
Yeah, he was the emergency quarterback. So, because
we got to figure it out. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, he said that Leonard, he was super impressed with Leonard and how he came in and how he played. But he did mention that he was going to bring in another QB to compete for that second spot between Leonard and whoever this said quarterback is. Did not mention Richardson. So then I was like, okay, so you're already looking at him as 3. Because we brought in a practice guy to be the backup for Leonard. So then I was like, well, yeah, we're done with this guy.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah. Second priority was Pierce. And then what'd you hear about the defense?
I agree with both those things. They were basically confirmed what you said, that we need to get a little bit more youth on that front line, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I agree with.
I don't know if Buck is retiring, if he's coming back. I don't know. I know they mentioned that he just had like a successful neck surgery, which the last guy that had a neck surgery didn't ever return. But he did go on to win the Super Bowl. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I know Grove is in like his 8th or ninth year. I think we found out that last show. Um, man, I think Kenny Moore, I thought he got beat quite a bit, and I don't think he looked like he used to. I think Zaire's done. I think the Pratt guy is done. I mean, it's going to be interesting.
So we're going to be looking at a whole new defense next year and
Yeah.
possibly a new defensive coordinator and everything. So
It sounded like Lou's not really mentioned this year in any head coaching jobs.
well, good.
So they mentioned that he may be staying. Now, they did mention that there could be some changes amongst the defensive staff, but not the defensive coordinator. So it'll be interesting. Obviously, that's Steichen's call on what he decides. But I do wish that Steichen would hire an offense coordinator, just so he could focus on defense a little bit more too. But
Totally agree, man.
yeah,
We could use let somebody else call the plays, and every once in a while, Stack can come in with one of them crazy ideas and be like, "Hey, let's do that." You know, like he does occasionally do some things where I'm like, "Damn, that was a genius move by him." You know what I mean? He has some he has some moments where he does these moves or runs a play that I'm like, "Man, that was a great play, great call there." You know what I mean? But then there's a lot of calls where I'm like, "Dude, come on, man. Why? Like, why?" So, yeah, I'm with you on that. Focus more on defense, focus on the team as a whole, and let somebody else come in and do the offensive play calling. Something's got to change, man. Listen. Here's the biggest thing we're worried about. We seen yesterday, Jaguars almost pulled it off, hung in there with the Bills. That was a wild game. And then we look at the Texans play tonight against the Steelers. Should be a pretty good game. I think the Texans are the favorite. So we're no longer in one of the worst divisions in football.
yeah.
That used to be our thing. It used to be like, oh man, all we got to do is, win 8 or 9 games and get in the playoffs or whatever. We have to actually be a really good team now. We got 2 good teams in our division we have to be able to beat. So there's going to be a 3-way battle every year now. The Titans are still bottom of the barrel, but
well, it could change, man. I mean, apparently they're going after Harbaugh and Mike McDaniel.
yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. But
They shouldn't have let what's his name go? Vrabel. Idiots, man. Hey, I don't know what's going on, man. Notre Dame's hot this morning. I just got another one. Ex Ohio State, or it says OSU. I'm guessing that's Ohio State. Yeah, ex Ohio State 5-star true freshman transfer wide receiver Quincy Porter has committed to Notre Dame.
yeah.
So they got a 5-star transfer true freshman receiver coming in. Well, he was a true freshman last year. Okay, so 2 former 5-star transfers coming into Notre Dame. That's good news for the morning.
Yeah. Which I am looking at that right now because heading into the morning, they were ranked. Notre Dame was 30th on the recruiting portal, rankings or whatever.
On the transfer portal, yeah.
Yeah. So they've only bumped up 2 spots.
Wow. And it's already that fluid. It has them both on there already, both of those 2 5-stars that they just got.
Yeah, you said Keon Keeley and Quincy Porter.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're both on there.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I will say this though, one thing that I've noticed with this on 3, and I know we're kind of jumping around a little bit, but that's fine. That's how we roll, JV MVPs. But the on 3 thing is like a calculated amongst all of the recruiting services and what their rankings are. So like right now, like you just said, like the Porter kid was a former 5-star. Well, right here they got him as a low 4-star. So then I think that's because he goes into Ohio State and plays sparingly. They obviously have a couple NFL wide receivers right now.
Yeah.
So then I think that brings him down a little bit. But then I'm like, why? Because he was waiting to play. Like he's still the same talent. Like,
yeah.
Because, like for example, Purdue. Right now it says that we have 23 stars coming in. But if you look at all these kids when they got recruited out of high school, I think like 18 of them were 4-star kids.
Hmm.
So and then I'm like, what are we going by here?
Yeah, I don't know. I did not know that their star ranking could change like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, they all do.
Hmm.
And yeah. So it's very interesting to see how it all, works out and stuff. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Like right now they got Texas Tech and Texas A&M as 1-2. But they're also spending a lot of money.
Right.
But what else we got?
Sorry, well, I keep getting these updates on my phone changing the topic. We were on the Colts, and when breaking news comes in, you got to talk about it like that. I mean, we just talk about the playoffs, man. What have you thought about the playoffs so far? I'm pretty surprised by the Bears, man. They've been my biggest surprise this NFL season. The Panthers making the playoffs is pretty surprising. The Bucks not winning that division was the biggest surprise to me. But the
Yeah.
Panthers making it at 8-9, they actually gave a pretty good game to the Rams yesterday, and I was rooting for them to pull it out. Even though I do like Matthew Stafford, kind of starting to not like Nakua right now. He does this weird like. I don't know. He's done some weird little interviews, and all of a sudden he starts to seem like he's starting to turn all Hollywood on us and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was cool to see the Panthers hang in there and make the playoffs again after a long time. But yeah, man, as much as I hate it, the Bears are. I don't hate the Bears. I like the Bears. I'm just not a big fan of Caleb Williams, but they're looking good, man.
Listen, I want to say this. I can't give the Bears too much props because my sales guy for my fencing company is from South Bend, so he is a huge
Yeah.
Notre Dame Bears guy.
Yeah.
And actually, this morning on our weekly Monday morning meetings, first thing he says, "How about
Bear
them
down.
Bears?"
Oh,
And
no,
I'm
I thought
like,
they all say bear down,
"I
bear
know,
down.
I know," and it's funny because one of my other guys is like, "Man, I can't lie. I got to give you props. Like that was solid and stuff." But they just find ways to win, and it's not like they're doing anything fancy, nothing like that. But they're definitely finding ways to win. So yeah, we'll see. And it's funny because, dude, it must be a busy morning in sports. Because I just got a notification that the Ravens. Oh, they did it last night. The Ravens interviewed Matt Nagy. Is it Nagy or Nagy?
Nagy.
Nagy. So wasn't he already a head coach somewhere?
Yeah, with the Bears, I believe.
Oh
Pretty sure
yeah,
he
I
was a
think he
Bears coach.
was. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently he went back because I think he was from the Chiefs. He went back to the Chiefs. But yeah, they just interviewed him. But the head coaching stuff, dude, is all over the place as well.
Hmm.
All these different guys.
Oh, Pete Carroll getting fired after 1 year?
Yeah,
That's
that's
just
crazy.
crazy to hire a coach in and then fire him after 1 season, man.
Yeah. It's like, why'd you even bring him in?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
why? And it's one of the worst teams in the league. Actually, they might be the
Right.
worst team. So,
Well, I will say I had a lot higher hopes for him this year when they brought in Geno Smith and brought in Tom Brady and Pete Carroll and all that. Like I felt like they were trending in the right direction. They drafted Ashton Genty, so I was thinking, they got some star power over there. They got Brock Bowers, they got Genty. I think they might end up losing Max Crosby. It seems like, but
yeah, he's very
maybe
upset.
come to the Colts or something like that. I don't know.
Max, if you're listening, we would love to have you here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Max is listening. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Love the West Coast. But yeah, so Mike McDaniel also just he has an interview today with the Cleveland Browns. So I think that'll be interesting. I'm like, you go from one dumpster fire to the next.
Right.
Yeah. And then who else? Oh, did you hear about freaking John Harbaugh?
Not really. I've heard some stuff about he was, like, holding out, wasn't wanting to do any interviews, and he was
Yeah,
wanting he had some demands for some stuff, or
some very
go ahead
high
and tell
praise.
me about it. Go ahead and tell me about it.
This dude wants full control of all roster moves.
So he wants to be the GM.
Yeah. And but then he also wants to bring in his own assistant slash GM to help him with the roster moves. Um, but yeah, I was like, and there was something else too, and I can't remember what it was. But yeah, he definitely I cannot remember. There was something else that he requested, and it was just like, dude, I get that you've only had like one losing season or something like that in a while, but who are you, man? Like,
Right, dude.
you're not like this coach where everyone's like, oh man, he's the coach. Like, he's
I
got
mean,
all
he'd
the
be my top
plays.
candidate right now.
Well, from what's
Out of all the
available.
coaches available right now, he'd be my top candidate, and he probably knows that. And then he got an endorsement from President Trump, man. Did you hear about that?
No, I did not.
I guess Trump tweeted something about, if anybody should hire him immediately. Just, I don't know, who knows? I guess him and his brother are both pretty big supporters. So
Yeah.
Trump endorsed him. So maybe that's what made him feel a little extra like he was worth a little bit more than he actually probably is. But I mean, for some of these teams, I could see one of these dumpster fire teams taking them up on that. If it's a team like maybe the Colts that are
Yeah.
looking, that might need a new GM and coach, why not make
Yeah.
that move? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I could
I
see one of
mean,
these teams at the bottom of the barrel doing something like that, and maybe they do, and we'll see where it goes if they do. But
yeah, it'll be interesting. Obviously, right now it sounds like McDaniel and Harbaugh are the two main candidates right now for most of the jobs. So, um, yeah, it'll be interesting to see who falls where. But I did see they released the games for next week. So it looks like the Bills and Broncos on Saturday. Then you got the 49ers and Seahawks on Saturday. And then on Sunday, you have Rams and Bears. And then you have whoever wins the game tonight versus the Pats.
yeah,
So,
and Pats looked good last night, man.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, they
it's so
did.
weird to have them but the Chargers also look terrible, especially offensively. They couldn't block.
Yeah. Freaking Jim Harbaugh already said be a different game if our quarterback wasn't running for his life.
Yeah.
It's like, dang.
I, listen, I got to talk about this too, because I'll admit when I'm wrong sometimes, and I wouldn't even say I'm wrong because I never was against this. But I remember specifically two people in our fantasy group that get on my nerves about with some of their Colts talk. I think David and Alex both, I believe, said that they really like Drake May and that they wish we could have got him and this and that. Now they've been wrong about a lot of other QBs that they said that we should have got or would have been better, or this and that. But Drake May is a dog, man. I wish we could have got him or would have got him. He is a dog. He's a very good player.
I need to see proof from either one of them before I go and give them credit because a lot of times they do
I know for
miss
a
on a
fact
lot of this
Alex
stuff.
did. Yeah. You're right,
You
dude.
do?
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. They
Well,
got some wild takes sometimes.
they do. They do, which we should have. We'd only have to have one of them on at a time because you have both of them on at a time and it's going to get crazy. But
Oh man, we'd never get to talk.
no, we'd have to have one of them on. Um, one more football thing, and then I know we want to talk a little bit of basketball before we hop off here. But excuse me, did you know that the Jets this past season, their head coach is a 3-time Pro Bowl corner? They traded away, obviously, Sauce to the Colts, who was a 2-time Pro Bowl corner. And apparently this year he's either Pro Bowl or he got named All NFL team or something. Sauce did. Um, Did you know that the Jets this year was the first ever NFL team to get 0 interceptions?
Oh, wow. No. That's crazy. Did
First
he get one
ever.
with us? I feel like he got one.
He did. He did.
Yeah.
He got one with us, and I think the first game we won with him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was here because they interviewed him, and he's like, "It just feels good to win again."
Yeah.
But
He ended up with I think he was 1-6 with the Jets and then 1-7 with us or something like that. Maybe
yeah,
it was reversed. I think it was reversed, actually.
yeah, that's crazy
Poor
too.
guy.
Ugh.
He
Man, I
thought he
can't
was
stop
walking into
yawning.
the penthouse, and he was actually walking into the outhouse.
Yeah, that's funny. But
Am I delayed right now?
no, why do you
I
look
feel like I'm
delayed?
delayed. Okay. No, your reaction was delayed, so I didn't know.
Oh, I was yawning. Sorry.
Yeah, wake up, buddy.
I know. So, anyways, I guess we got some college hoops to talk about real quick. About
How many games did Purdue play since our last podcast?
2, I believe.
They
Don't
win them
worry,
both.
we won them both. First time in Purdue history, I think. We're 15-1.
Nice.
I'm
I
gonna
watched a little bit on Saturday after IU game was over. I watched a little bit of the Purdue game. Who'd they play again? Was it somebody? It was giving them a little bit of a run for the money. Whoever they played on Saturday. But
I think we have Penn State Saturday.
yeah, Penn State. That's who it was. Now, IU, man, they played pretty well most of the game on Saturday, and then I don't know what just happened, man. They just relied too much on the 3-point shooting. Nebraska's a good team, though, man. Where did Nebraska come from, dude? They're undefeated right now. Number 10. Well,
Yeah.
they were number 10 in the nation. They might jump up a little bit more. I think IU was just on that cusp where if they would have won that game, they would have been back in the top 25. But taking that loss at home definitely ain't gonna help that.
No, because IU
I feel like,
is 12-4 in the season.
yeah, I mean they're not doing terrible, but I feel like with this team, like I said, we had 0 returning players from last year. Everybody's new to the team, so they are. I do feel like they're gonna finish stronger, but, like, right now, middle of the season, this is the heart of the schedule. This is where it's really tough, so they're gonna have to pull it together real quick. These next few games are gonna be rough, but it's like they play well against the teams they're supposed to play well against, and then when they play the better teams, they struggle, man, so they kinda are what they look like on paper right now, it seems like.
Well, you better say they are who we thought they were.
Yeah. We let them off the hook.
Yeah, Michigan went down this weekend. They lost to
nice.
Wisconsin by 3.
Okay.
I think it was at Michigan too. So that was kind of shocker. But yeah, so
Yeah.
what was it? Yeah. Oh yeah, Purdue won. What was your what little bit of the Purdue game? What did you think? Honest opinion of Purdue's team. I don't know how much you watched, but
I wasn't watching that intently. It was at the barbershop, and I'm cutting hair, so, I mean, I was just really just kinda looking up at the score here and there and just watching what was going on. I didn't really get a chance to analyze it, but I'm sure Braden Smith played all over the place, and he was the TJ McConnell of the team. Is he still on the team?
yeah, senior year.
Yeah, he's the McConnell of Purdue, correct?
Do you know
Or,
that he now holds the record for all-time most assists in the Big Ten?
I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he broke the
That's a good
record 2 games ago, I think.
Is he a true, like, 4-year senior?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
That's
Started
cool.
as a freshman coming in, and then went from Mr. Indiana basketball right into starter at Purdue and been a 4-year starter. But he I did not know this. Did you know that gosh, what's the kid's name that was at Michigan State? I cannot think of his name. So you had Mateen Cleaves. I'm sure you remember that name.
Yeah.
And then there was Cassius Winston. Yes. So he was at Michigan State. I didn't know that before Braden, they were number 1 and number 2, 2 Michigan State guys. So,
That
but
ma
then, yeah,
I could see that in a Tom Izzo offense.
yeah. And Michigan State's always pretty solid. So,
Right.
but yeah. With that being said, yes, your new leader of the Big Ten is Nebraska. And then Purdue's tied. We're both undefeated in the Big Ten play. But now you got, I mean, it's close. You got Illinois, Michigan State, and Michigan all with 1 loss. So
Right.
there's 5 teams right there. And then, yeah, you get down in the 2 loss. You add another 4 teams, which IU's in there. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting down the stretch here because I can't remember. Do they play? Is it 15 Big Ten games? I think it is. I think they play 15 total Big Ten games. So
I'm not sure.
So we're a third of the way in. Oh no, they play 20 Big Ten games.
Oh wow. Well, there's about 20 teams in the Big Ten, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that's true. Which that would be cool. I don't know if there's some teams that don't play each other. I think they all play each other at least once, but hopefully they do. Anyways, you think IU makes the tourney this year?
I mean, that's I think that's every IU fan's hope right now. I mean, I think they will. I think they'll come on. Like I said, I think they might struggle a little bit in this middle part. They'll lose to some teams as long as they don't lose to any teams that that they shouldn't lose to in this little stretch here. And as long as they finish strong, I think they'll make the tournament.
Yeah.
Finish with a 4, 5, 6 game winning streak. Let me look at who their last 5 or 6 games are against real quick.
Well, one of them's Purdue because we always play late.
Yeah, they've second to last game, yeah, something like that. They are the 5th to last game. So it's Purdue, Northwestern, Michigan State, Minnesota, and Ohio State. Which those are tough games, but it's not other than Purdue, it's not Illinois is good. Well, Illinois is right before Purdue, my bad. So if you go bottom 6, you got Illinois in there too. But I don't know. They're winnable. Yeah, so it's a conference play from here on out. I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because so what they've been doing every year is they'll throw in like one conference game, like what is that? Right at the beginning of December, I think it is.
Yeah.
And then they go back to non-conference for a couple games, and then they go back into conference, and it's from there on out.
Yeah,
So,
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and I know because Purdue has number 19, Iowa next, and then I mean the Big Ten is crazy, right? Because you got Iowa, you got Illinois, Nebraska, Michigan, Michigan State, Purdue. I mean, all those
And they're all
teams
just
are
beating
ranked.
up on each other.
Yeah. And so then, yeah, it's interesting when it comes to tourney play because, I mean, you beat up each other all season. It's kind of like your buddy Paul from he's a big SEC guy. What is it, Fenton Ball or something like that?
Paul Feinbaum.
Fenton Ball.
Fentanyl. Feinbaum. Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, oh, the SEC just beats up on each other all year. So
Yeah. And it could end up being a problem if they, they would never come out and say it. But if they was thinking like, oh, we can't put too many Big Ten teams in there, so it could end up hurting a team like IU that's on the bottom part of that Big Ten,
Yeah.
Hopefully not. I
Yeah.
hope I don't have a second team this year get screwed out of a tournament play.
Well, and that's what's crazy is, I mean, looking at it, Iowa's number 19 right now, and in the Big Ten, they're 2-3, but they're still ranked number 19. So,
Damn.
yeah, and obviously they're non-conference. They must have done pretty well, but I mean, yeah, it's just loaded, and I don't know. Did you also hear that? What is their name? USC and Oregon. Those were the main two Big Ten teams that they were going after. And then Oregon and USC both said, if you want us, you got to bring in this team too. I didn't know that, but they made
No, I
Oregon
didn't either.
made the Big Ten bring in Washington, and
Yeah,
USC made them bring in UCLA
UCLA.
because yeah,
Yes.
because they wanted more West Coast presence, with the other teams. I did
Yeah.
not know it was a
I still
package
don't know how
deal
much
though.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
No, that's crazy.
but I mean,
It's
it makes
still
sense
weird to
though for
me.
them for
And
traveling.
yeah,
So I don't know. Big Ten's gonna end up adding
yeah.
more teams.
Then that way all their games they don't have to always transfer, so they can just play some of those other more local teams. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Only other thing I got, man, is the Pacers have won 2 in a row.
Yeah, stupid.
Right? I'm going to the
Stupid.
game tonight too. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna take one of the kids, or I might let Heather take one of the kids to the game tonight. But we went Heather and I went Friday night, man. It was yeah, dude, we looked we honestly kind of looked like last year's team a little bit, but with whole different people. I mean, we just played well. I mean, the Heat didn't really. They're in the playoff hunt right now, but they're not like a super solid team. Actually, they're in. I think they're like the 5 or 6 seed right now currently, but they didn't look like anything special. They might have just had an off night, but I know I'm sitting there like I'm glad to see us winning, but let's back off a little bit. We
Yeah,
better not beat Boston tonight.
that's the thing. So we are currently one game less wins from the Pelicans. But we're both 24 and a half games out from the number one, spot in the NBA. But then, yeah, I mean, if we start winning, dude, you're going to jump up to 5th or 6th spot. I mean, we're 2
Yeah.
games out from like 5th or 6th spot. So
Pelicans are right behind us, you said?
yeah.
Nice. I'm
So
going to the Pelicans game Friday. It's gonna be just a bunch of people not trying to win out there.
yeah, literally the Pelicans are 9-32 and we're 8-31.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. And then so we win these next 2, we're gonna have like the 6th. Yeah, we're gonna have the 6th pick.
Huh. Well, I mean, there's still plenty of season left, so
Yeah.
as long as we get a top 3 or 4, I'll be happy.
We need a
There's some
top
good
2.
players. I say this is a super deep draft, but yeah, I mean, I definitely want the kid from BYU more than anybody for sure.
Yeah. I know. I keep
That
seeing these clips.
what's that? Caleb Wilson, the center for North Carolina, bro. He would be solid too, man.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of his clips?
No.
He's a little bit like kind of wild with the ball, kind of Pascal Siakam-ish, but he's big and super athletic, dude. He bangs on people. You got to look up some of his clips. I'm not sure if he's a freshman or what, but
yeah, I have to check him out.
he's long.
Yeah,
Kind of plays like a KG type guy. Sorry.
No, you're good. I think so. The Pacers, they must be finally getting healthy, I'm guessing.
Neesmith was playing the other night.
I mean, he played we went to the New Year's Eve.
Oh, he
game.
played then.
Yeah, he played.
Okay.
Dude, super weird moment, and we'll get this as the last one because I know you got to run. But Matherin's in the game, right? And Carlisle subs, and the guy goes in for Matherin, and a guy comes out. Matherin doesn't walk to the bench. This dude subs out and goes straight to the scores table and sits on top of it. And I was like, why did he not go to the bench? Game goes on, doom. Dead ball. He goes in. And I was like, why didn't whoever came in just come in for the guy that was coming out anyways?
That's weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't know if that was like
Did you
his break or what, but I was like, that's so weird.
did you see Carlisle like tell him like stay up there at the score table or anything?
I mean, Carlisle's weird. Like the dude, he doesn't really talk a ton. He just kind of goes and makes those like grumpy grandpa looking faces, and then like occasionally he blows up on a referee. But
Yeah.
he didn't really communicate with him. But then, yeah, the dude went straight. I mean, he walked right over there, and I was like, "That's so weird." Because at first, I was like, "Is he pouting right now? Like, is he mad that he came out of the game?"
Yeah.
But
That's kind of
then,
was my first.
yeah, I took a picture of it and everything because I was like, "That's so weird." And then, first dead ball, he went right back in the game, and I was like, "What was the point of
It's
that? To
kind
get
of
him like
crazy.
a 40-second break?" Like,
Right.
so yeah, we'll see how they end up going. Um, I mean, I guess we will record next Monday, the day of the national championship game.
Yeah.
So that ought to be interesting. See if we hear anything throughout the week and stuff. But
Cool.
got anything else?
I don't, man.
No.
I'm tapped. No. I need to go make myself some more coffee.
Well, I guess
Oh, your yawning's
last.
making me tired.
Yeah, I've looked it up on Google and stuff. Well, why do I yawn so much? And there's so many different reasons. But Ashley
Oh, you
blames
mean
on the
Google didn't
liver.
have the answer to why Craig Eubanks yawned so much?
No, it was weird. I was like,
There's-
but if I go to my Chat GPT, it'll tell me immediately.
For sure, because it knows you
Like,
personally.
yeah, Craig, I know you. I'm like, right on, dude. But so yeah, we thank all of you guys for listening and stuff. Of course, go and follow us on social media, the Facebook page. You can follow us on YouTube. And then obviously we love that you're downloading things. We appreciate you guys. You see if you're watching the video though, you can see the like and subscribe thing here. Go on and do that. And like every week, this is brought to you guys by Nailed It Productions, Smitty's Barbershop, and Eubanks Fencing. So we appreciate you guys. Go be great humans.
All right. I like that advice. Yeah, just be nice to people. All right, go Hoosiers.